Hi, so this session is about, as you all can see, e-learning icebreakers. Now, you must be wondering, why do we need icebreakers? For a virtual session especially, we need icebreakers so that, we have activities and games that help us to warm up the session and make the learners comfortable before we start the session. Moreover, it will also help in building the team spirit and ensuring that every learner is an equal participant and well engaged in the activities or the assignments or the learnings that we are doing online. It also acts as an energizer if conducted in the right manner. So let's see a few examples which I've compiled. Let's start with the first one, which is fact and fiction. So basically, the learners have to state two facts about themselves and one thing which is not true about them. It also acts like two truths and one lie. So we may ask one participant to write three statements about themselves. Two can be true and one can be false, and the other learners can read and guess the lie in the comment. We can use Padlet to do that. Let me show you how. So this is my Padlet page which I had created. So this is the activity which the teacher can put, like let the learners post a selfie and add two truths and one lie about themselves. It's up to the other students to find out which one is a lie. And this is hypothetically me as a student, and I've written I love eating healthy food, cooking is a stress buster, I've never colored my hair. And so looking at the picture, you can clearly figure out that, number 3 is a lie. So this is how the learners could reply. You may choose whether you want to add the picture or no. And some of you might be worried that what if the comments become absurd or inappropriate. Then there's nothing to worry about, because in Padlet we do have some settings over here which allow us to take care of the comments. Moving on to the next one. The next is very simple. It is asking light-hearted and direct questions. So this is basically any kind of social questions, like, how are you feeling, or did you have food? What food did you have? What is your favorite color? What is the thing that makes you happy the most? These kind of fun-loving and light-hearted questions could be asked, and the learners could use the chat option in whichever tool you are using. And then everybody could read each other's answers and feel happy about it. The next one is 3 words icebreaker. Now this is something interesting. So the teacher needs to display an image to the learners on the PPT or through sharing screen. And then she needs to encourage the participants to type out the first 3 words that come to their mind immediately after looking at the picture. And it doesn't really matter if it makes some sense or is it connected to the picture or no. And if they do it instantly, the kind of answers they could get could be hilarious and funny for all the children. It could really act like, a laughter moment for them. We could use the chat box, we could use Padlet, we could use Mentimeter, and we could use Twiddler, which is also a whiteboard tool. So yes, this was about 3 words icebreaker. The next one is a virtual zoom in and zoom out. So let me just show you how this works. the teacher will show a zoomed image to the learners and they need to guess what is it using the chat box. And then after the first round of guessing, the teacher can just zoom out the image a little and show it to the learners, and they can have a second round of guessing. And then finally the teacher would zoom out the whole image, and then it would be a fun thing for the learners to know actually what they guessed is true or no. So this also acts as a nice icebreaker activity which the learners would definitely enjoy. Then we have something called as mad gap. Here the students would read the phrase and try to find out what it is actually saying. It is something very similar to the gibberish thing that we have on Instagram. So let's see how it's it. Do not be late to class. So this is what will be shown to the learners. Teacher would give some 30 seconds and then the learners would try to guess what is it. And after that is done, the teacher would just show them, do not be late to class. That was the gibberish. Now one more example of gibberish is here. A Amma quit student. Oh, like even we as adults would get confused, right? And we would start racking our brains. Oh, what would it be? So that excitement and that engaging would happen in your learners and they will feel definitely more energized. So this was I am a cute student. So this is how this mad gap works. Then this is quite simple. We have would you rather questions. So we ask things like, would you rather have bright blue teeth or bright blue hair? Or would you rather be a wizard or a superhero? Or would you eat at home or go out to eat? Or would you rather be a giraffe or be an elephant? So these are all very fun-loving and bizarre things and imaginative things which would strike attention and make the learners excited about it. So these questions I could share with you all after the video. I would share the link for the PPT for the same. Then the next one out here is Scavenger Hunt. Who doesn't love it? Here the teacher will announce descriptions and the learners in the class need to find out, rather in the virtual class, need to find out something of that shape or something of that color, and then they need to show it to the virtual class on the camera. It could definitely be timed out and you could pose it as a time bound thing, like if whoever comes first wins, and that's how you get all the learners back quickly. And it is mandatory to set some rules before the scavenger hunt starts. So they must stay in the room that they are, they must not run, and they must not grab anything that is sharp or breakable because we don't want any mishaps happening. And when the scavenger hunt is over, and they need to be responsible enough to, return it back to their original place. And if they cannot find any object which matches the description given by you as a teacher, you just tell them that it is okay. They can rather just come back to the screen and be more curious about what the other learners have found out. They don't need to make the scavenger hunt like a stressful activity. It needs to act like a stress buster. So these rules need to be emphasized and told in the right way so that they take it very lightly and in a positive spirit. Okay, so I have some two examples out here. One is an indoor scavenger hunt where the learners need to find something of these colors. You can definitely reduce them as per your requirement. And this is also something I found where they could find something round or a toothbrush, some sunglasses or a stuffed animal, something yellow or a paper clip. So these kind of things we can just display on our screen, and then the learners could play a scavenger hunt. But as I told you, the most important thing is this, the rules. Moving on. Find the animals. Okay, so this is just basically like a puzzle which you could show, and then the learners could write the animals that they find on the chat box and get excited about it. This would create curiosity and make them more interested in what is happening, because children always love things like puzzles. And then you can show the answer to them finally. Next we have is a time machine. So what is this now? So we need to pose a question to the learners like, if you could go back or forward in time, where is it that you would go? And is there any person you would like to meet over there? So this time machine icebreaker would not only act as an energizer but also help to build their imaginative abilities. All their sci-fi stories would come into action when we talk about the past or the future. So next one is quick question. In this icebreaker, instead of directly asking questions, we can prepare some questions within a template. They could be something like, when I dance, I look like Dash, or what would you do with $1 million? So these kind of fun-loving questions could help them answer in all possible ways they want to. And then this would definitely energize them. Yeah, energize is a keyword for the session, because that's what we need, a lot of positive energy, a lot of curiosity, and not to forget, a lot of fun while learning. The next one, yeah, so this is a kind of template you could also create if you don't want to ask a simple question. You could have 6 questions here like these that I've mentioned, and then the learners could pick and choose anything. And you could just tell them you need to pick one question and one answer, and they could mix and match their question answer, and they would be amazed by how hilarious their question answer sessions are happening. Again, as I said, I would be sharing this PPT so you can refer to this after the session. Now the next one is definitely going to create a very relaxed environment, and that is the silly sketch. So all you need to do is set a timer for 1 or 2 minutes, and then your students could sketch out silly phrases or anything that they need to, and you may definitely use the whiteboard feature of the Google Meet or any other free whiteboard tool for that matter. And this will definitely create a very fun loving learning environment, and learners will be able to build a rapport amongst themselves. Yeah, so for example, you can just tell them, draw your favorite food in outer space, or draw an apple who's in pajamas, or draw a pair of gloves who are running, or draw the strangest pair of sunglasses you can imagine, or just draw a walking sun. Such hilarious examples, and then you see the environment that is created and how energized your children would be. Oh, then who doesn't love wishes? We all do. So we have 3 wishes, and let's see how this works. This is a great way to use whiteboard, or even you can use Google Docs, or even you could use Padlet. And what you will do is you will invite people to post a GIF image or an animated image or any simple image that best represents each of their wishes, and the other learners could simply guess Like for example, in the Padlet, I could just upload any one image. Now suppose if my wish is, I would know the 4-digit expanded form. So I would just post it over here and I would just write it wish 1. Yes, so various learners could post things over here. It could be 3 wishes or 2 wishes as per your convenience, and then everybody would be able to guess each other's wishes, and it would definitely make the lesson more enjoyable if they see a lot of pictures and GIF images. I'm sure they're going to enjoy that a lot. Now moving on. So these were few icebreakers which I had compiled so that we as teachers could make our virtual classrooms very interesting, and not only would the learners enjoy them, but when you as teachers would see them enjoying, you would definitely enjoy it more than they do. We all know that, seeing smiles on the face of our learners is everything what we teachers need. And if you have any questions, you can definitely reach out to me on this email ID. I will be sharing this PPT in the description below. Thank you so much. Bye.